like I just talked with the team about, just coming out in the third and tying up the fourth, the energy that I thought we finished the game with. But there's no team anywhere that coming out in the first you can spot them. And 29-13 first it gives them that momentum. And we had worked on identifying where Hannah Jump was going to be on the floor, but there were just moments in our press early where they identified where the shooters were. We would go in and for that offensive rebound, they would come up with it, kick it out for a three. And so just those moments, 22 offensive rebounds, second chance opportunities, fast break, 33 points, 19 second chance points. Those are all controllable stats. And those are how you activate your opponent. And so we have to do a better job of limiting opponents, no matter who it is, to one shot, not letting them get that second chance opportunity. I thought we did a phenomenal job getting to the free throw line. That means we were being really aggressive. 15 for 21. Obviously, our goal is 80% or better. But these are things that they work on every day. And so we have to continue growing as a team. I thought we showed a fight and I thought we showed moments. But I think I say that pretty much every time I come in here and talk to you all. You see the fight and you see the moments. And we just have to continue to build on those moments to where they're consistent for 40 minutes. And that, again, that will come. That's part of growth. That's part of coaching. That's part of teaching to a group that is still getting better. I thought Meg gave us really good minutes. I thought she was aggressive. I thought Sid was really active, Eric Strip, active on just trying to rebound, trying to get those defensive rebounds, offensive opportunities. I thought Meg was looking for her shot today. The mid-range was open, and I thought that she knocked down some key baskets. Jaden, again, she's always going to be that Energizer bunny. She's flying around for us. She's everywhere. So that's what I want to bottle up, and I want that to continue to be contagious with our group. But, this is a group that's going to keep fighting and keep getting better.
Questions for Ty?
You mentioned the kind of slow start. Why do you feel like you guys have been able to kind of get your stride or find that energy?
You said
It's a slow start.
Yeah. First quarter we did start off really slow. I think that it was going well. We just had it was just missing shots. Like we got the looks that we wanted to. The mid range was going to be there all game. We just got to step up and knock them down. My teammates did a really good job of setting the screen. I just have to hit them. And yeah, just keep pushing the ball and just no personnel. We let Jump get off a little bit early, knowing that she was the shooter on the team, so that gave them momentum. So we gotta be aware, especially if you're not scoring. We gotta get some stops.
You gotta at least be a little bit happy with how the second half went. Only outscored by 1 point in the entire second half. Number 16 in the country.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. I didn't know you were still going. Yes, that's great. It's just a show, like Coach A said. We compete. We just gotta put it together in the whole game. It's good to know that. Well, we already know, honestly. It'll just be good when we put it all together. We know that we can compete with any team. We know that we can be in a game. We just have to put it together before.
Coach talked about the free throws and how you guys, that's one area that you do excel in. You just talk about what goes into getting those attempts and converting those.
Just being aggressive to the basket, but also not being aggressive where you're looking for the call, but more so being aggressive, trying to really gather yourself and finish every time you take it to the rim. And you'll be surprised. You'll get a couple.
What would you say is your biggest takeaway from the game today going into your next one?
Just making sure we know we're just locked in the whole time. I think, just like I said earlier, just letting the shooter get off early, and we know personnel, we know scout, that can't happen. Letting people get it where in a good spots where they're posting up and they want it on the block. We can't let it happen because we practice on not letting that happen. So just to start the game off better and finish better, because our fourth quarters are really well. We just got to improve in our first and third quarter. That's all.
Anything else for Ty?
Yeah, Ty, I talked to Coach A about this on Friday, but just what has Tatum brought to the team as far as just being a walk-on the bench and everything?
Tatum is great. Tatum brings energy. She always brings life to the team. She always really positive. She always encourages us. And the thing about Tatum that I really like is that she's not really shy to talk. Like, if I'm making a mistake or if anybody on the team is not doing something right, Tatum will put aside, hey, you see this is open. And I like that because everybody on our team has a voice because it's a team sport. So just her feeling comfortable, even though she's a walk-on, it doesn't matter. She's still part of our family. And she's just really positive. She really brings it every day. She's really consistent.
Good. Thanks, Ty.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach?
This probably verges on the obvious, but what makes Stanford such a tough matchup?
Boy, they just keep coming. I think it was 13 of them tonight, and there's no real drop off. And you see that obviously in other opponents where maybe those first 7 or 8 aren't as good as the 9 through 12 and 13, but they come in and Fran Beliebe comes in and she knows her role is to rebound, and she gets a couple of those second chance opportunities, so she picks up 9 points. Betts comes in and doesn't average 13, but she can come in and make a difference and get those rebounds. So I think it's just the depth in which they play. I thought we did a phenomenal job on Jones. The scout was to kind of back off a little bit. She hadn't been shooting a 3 ball that well, or even the 17-footer, but we couldn't let her get second chance opportunities. So, I thought we did a really good job there. And even on Brink, when the last game, she had, I think it was 17 and 14 rebounds. So we wanted to make it harder for her. But then if you take those players away, they have that depth and that talent that comes in that second unit that really there's no drop off.
Pac-12 is such a great conference, but they just seem like they're even on another level than everybody else. Would you kind of say that's true?
Well, I would say, I think their depth and their talent. I think every team has the talent, but I think theirs is the depth because again that they really have no drop off, and you don't see that across the board everywhere. You see, people's top 7 or 8, but not 13, 14. So I do think that they are talented. I do think that they work hard and they make their open shots. But I think that goes more to their depth versus comparing them to each team, in our league, because I think each team has that. They just don't have as many. So.
I'm gonna start talking with Coach Vanderveer before the game.
Yeah.
And what is it like coaching against someone like the most winningest coach in college history? How's it like?
The neat story about Tara is that she doesn't talk about those things. She has reached out, she has checked in. Coach, how are you doing? Early on when we had to forfeit those games, hey, how are you doing? And she didn't have to do that. I think that's more of who she is. She cares about the game of women's basketball. She's a pioneer. She's fought for so many things for our sport. And so obviously she's a Hall of Famer. She's a phenomenal coach. She's a legend, winningest coach. And to be, coaching on the same, sideline with her, obviously is something that I have dreamt of. But I think more importantly is who she is as a person, her character, what she stands for. That's more of my takeaways from her. The day that I got the job, my first call was from her. And so that speaks volumes. She cares about women's basketball. She cares about the pack. But she also wants you to know that she's there. Obviously, as competitors, you're competing to win the game, but off the court, she's there no matter what. So just a phenomenal person.
A couple good, two more good teams coming in next weekend. This the second half today, where you guys were outscored by just 1 point. Does that kind of bring some momentum into these games?
I think you build on that for sure. We're gonna break down the film and we're gonna show them where we need to improve, but we're gonna show them what they did well. And that's just this group. You keep building and building and building, and you're seeing different players play more minutes. You're seeing Sid Erikstrip play more minutes, Isadora Sousa play more minutes, Meg Newman play more minutes, and so as they're playing more, they're getting more experience. These are players that did not log any minutes a year ago, and so they are still learning as this whole group is still building that chemistry. So I think absolutely you build on it. You show them the things that you did well. And then you show them the controllable plays, second chance opportunities, transition points, where if you cut those or limit those, you put yourself in a better position.
Seems like you have a real good scorer out there. What did you see from her tonight?
Well, Ty is fearless. I've known her for a little while. So we knew from day one when we saw her what she could do offensively. But where I'm very proud of her is the decisions that she's making. She had 5 assists, 2 turnovers. She's distributing the ball. She's getting her teammates involved. She's just becoming a more just balanced player offensively, defensively, and just within her leadership. But when the lights are on, her nickname is Showtime. So she is not afraid of the light. She's not afraid of any moment. And she does play with a little chip on her shoulder because, here's a player that was told she was too little, or she couldn't do this, or you can't play at this level. And, I think she's making a statement that she can.
One thing with Stanford is obviously the talent, but also their effort. They had like 19 second chance points, 22 offensive rebounds. Is that effort what do you think it takes to become a number 6 team in the nation?
Absolutely, and I think that is something that you recruit, but that is something that you teach, right? And that is a standard for sure. And so that you could just see it. They were just relentless, knowing their role, knowing that that's what they needed to do on every shot. And so a team like that, I told our players, where you might not be able to out jump certain players, you have to stop their feet from moving. You have to be in position early. You have to track where the ball is coming, because again, for some of them, that's their role on that team. And so, but I think that they are really good at that and balanced across the board with that. So that again is another, I think, bonus to why they are as talented as they are.